So continuing on with closed guard bottom, we're going to go into another attack, one of the fundamental attacks of jiu-jitsu, and that's the omoplata. It's basically exactly the same as a kimura in that it's a bent, reverse bent arm bar, okay, or shoulder lock, if you will. So, again, the point here is I have to be very tight. If you just throw up a sloppy omoplata, they'll always pull out. And in fact, the problem is if I miss it, he's going to have side control. So it's very important that I control him, understanding what he's going to do. He's going to escape a few ways, so we're going to try to minimize that. So we'll start here. And as with the kimura, what I want is his hands on the mat. So if his hands are on me, I'm going to brush the hands off as I bring my knees forward. If I just do this, he'll just put his hands back. So I brush, and I go thumb in on this one, and I extend. And this one, I cup. So it's this way, okay? Once I have this, foot on the mat, nice and close to him, I'm going to move away from this arm that I'm thumb controlling until I get my foot on his hip. And I'm starting to roll his arm. Okay, now I bring my knee up to his shoulder and I pinch. That's what's going to cause his arm to turn backwards. I don't do this and just throw my foot over because he'll just pull his arm out or turn his elbow. So by bringing my knee up, and look, I go all the way on my side. That's very important. If I go like this, do you feel like you can start to sit back up? Yeah. This foot on the hip stops him coming towards me, so it's very important. I pinch my knee, my foot is down along his body, not across. Here, so that his arm is now bent backwards. Okay? From here, I can control the arm. I personally always like to control the elbow. Okay, so now the trick is I've got to get this foot in front of his face to prevent him rolling. So I'm going to bring the foot right in front of his face. So if you're not very flexible, you can just extend your shoulders away. Noticing again, I'm really staying on my side and really pushing my knees down. Foot comes over, here. Now, nice and tight, foot on the mat. Now, I want to pull this foot out and go flat on my back. Okay, so I bring my leg out, foot on the mat, and I move onto my hip. Okay, here. Now I'm going to shoulder walk back, and I'm going to sit up. Okay. When I sit up, I want to bring my elbow, I don't want to bring my hand over, I want to bring my elbow over. Now, what I'm using to keep this hand in place is I'll keep my hands here. So I was here. As I sit up, I go replace the right hand with the left hand, go across. Now you see how he's on his knees? I don't want that. So I'm using my stomach to control his wrist so he doesn't get it out. I'm going to start to move. Once I have this locked in place, I can let go with this hand. I'm going to move to the side and pull till he comes down. Now I reinforce this elbow again. I tuck both feet back. Okay. Hand goes on his hips. I'm going to bring my head down on this side, not across, as I lift my hips. Okay. Let's turn this way. So hands are on me. I go thumb grip, control. Move my hips out, foot on the mat. Bring my knee up and pinch. If you have to, you can push it here. Okay? Foot goes over. I'm going to pull my leg out, but I don't stay this way. I keep walking, and in fact, I get a little bit on this hip. Okay, I'm still controlling the elbow. I walk back, which allows me to sit up if you have to. You have trouble sitting straight up. Look, I roll to my elbow, and I sit up. Right away, I control. Okay, let's turn this way just a little bit. Sorry. From here, feet go out, I move, and I'm trying to make space between us. Knee stays right on his shoulder. I tuck my foot. I like to tuck my foot on top of my leg this way. I don't like to figure four. Here, hand on the hip to help you up, and we're right here. The motion at the end is I'm bringing my head down as I lift my hips up, not going this way, okay? But it's this motion, and my hips lifting is what's going to rotate the arm for the final submission. And that is our omoplata from the closed guard.